I personally. So first you might need to introduce our iPad person, just make sure that that is a legit iPad.
Yeah, make sure. We don't want to get bombed again.
Sure, I've heard horror stories.
Oh, it
So we
was,
got Jasmine
you were there, weren't you, Vega? When I got bombed,
and
and we were over at the library,
I think we can message them too if we want to.
when the person came on.
Oh, God, yeah, I was there.
That
I
was
can't wipe that from
awful.
my, any part of my, it was.
It was so,
You have.
and it was like, we weren't sitting from here to
No
here
one-
from, we were like, it's a video.
I've had a scare.
But no one could speak, it was literally just
so we're
like,
missing shit.
Ice cream,
you should.
ice cream.
You know, it was probably be pretty shocking.
It was.
It was extreme.
Period.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, heavens to that.
or worse.
So we do a lot of things now to make sure that doesn't happen.
When you go on like, and you kind of think about opening
We
your
had
door, but
somebody
you never would, I know, right?
break into our Zoom meeting
Oh,
with some porno.
really?
I mean,
I know.
triplets. It was.
Well, that, yeah, kept things interesting, huh?
Well, we had to shut down the
I'm
meeting
sure.
like that.
Sure.
Ice cream.
It's horrific.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Hilarious.
And you still got it.
They might have kept it.
Water bottle. Yeah, there you go.
They just hired you on the spot, and
Hey, welcome, everybody. We're gonna call to order the November 29th meeting of the Grand County Economic Development Advisory Board at 3:05 PM. We've got some great guests in the room and we've got some people joining us virtually. So I'm gonna begin by asking those who are visiting us from great locations in Castle Valley and wherever Karen is to introduce yourself to the group, and then we'll go around the table as well. So Jasmine, would you start?
Sure. Hi, I'm Jasmine Duncan. I'm a non-voting member of this board and the mayor of Castle Valley.
Karen?
Hi, Karen Guzman Newton, and in my last month of my term on the Economic Development Advisory Group.
And Karen, for the benefit of our guests, could you say a little bit about the businesses and your involvement in the community?
Yes, Mike, co-owner of Poison Spider Bicycles, and was on city council for 4 years, and trying to think of, and also overnight accommodations owner. So that's my experience.
So you're in the midst of it, in the middle of it. And Jasmine does many things in addition to organizing skate parties. So let's start with Melissa, going around the table. Melissa,
Melissa Stocks, Economic Development Assistant Marketing Director.
wonderful.
And good afternoon, everyone. Mitch Nichols from Nichols Tourism Group, and great to be with you, particularly with feet on the ground and having some of the great tour that we were on this morning.
And I'm Kathy Ritter from Better Destinations.
And Jeremy Sage, Director of Economics and Tourism Research with RRC Associates out of Boulder. I live in Montana.
Wonderful.
And what was your name again?
Jeremy Sage.
We probably should have mentioned our origins too. Bellingham.
Okay, yeah, certainly. We're based in Bellingham. Much of our career was in Phoenix, Scottsdale area.
And I'm out of Denver.
Okay, I'm here in Moab. I'm the Community Development Director for the city of Moab.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Michael Black.
Michael,
Sorry, I
thank
didn't
you.
say
That's why you didn't catch it.
Yeah.
Vega Metzner, Moab to Monument Valley Film Commissioner.
Melissa Jeffers, voting member of the board representing the community at large.
Ben Federgill, Director of the Economic Development Department.
I'm Justin.
Here in Grant County.
There you go. I'm Justin Bergman. I live in Landon. I'm here representing Utah State University.
That's Justin.
My name is Mary McGann. I'm a member of the Grand County Commission.
and the liaison, non-voting member.
Been contributing in many other ways. And I'm Forrest Rogers. I'm the director of the Moab Museum and chair of this board.
I am Chris Wilson. I'm a voting member of the board representing the private sector. I spent my time between running a small coffee roasting company here in town and doing remote work on policy research.
And I'm Sky White with the Grant County Economic Development Department, and we have two folks who've just joined with us. See Planning and Zoning and Colette Cox online as well.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. I'll just introduce myself real quickly, since we're doing that. Elisa Martin, Planning Director for the county.
Thank you, Elisa, for joining us. And Colette? Not yet. Could you describe Colette's role, Ben or Sky?
Colette Cox is with the Governor's Office of Economic Opportunity with the state of Utah, and she represents the rural communities and one of the grants that we're doing.
Hopefully we'll see their faces soon. We'll begin with the standard procedures for compliance with grammar rules. So we've had our introductions. Are there any conflicts of interest, disclosures, or ex parte communications that anyone would or need to present? Seeing, hearing none, are there citizens to be heard? Nobody's on the agenda, but that doesn't mean we won't be hearing from Justin and others, I hope. No presentations until we get to the real agenda, and our guests from Better Destinations will share what they are seeing and hearing and learning about, and where we go from here and what we can do together to support your work and the work of the department and the county commission. So the first item on the agenda is the Grand County Strategic Planning Process Trail to Tomorrow. All right. And I'm turning it over to whomever is going to take the lead.
I'll start on this. First is, as you met, we're welcoming Kathy Ritter from Better Destinations, Mitch Nichols from Nichols Tourism Group, and Jeremy Sage from the RRC Associates. David Becker is not here present this time, but part of the team, and he will be here at another time. We've been together less than 24 hours in person, which has been fantastic. But prior to this, there's been a lot of pre-work, a lot of great work between the teams. Our core group, Melissa, Quinn, Sky, Mimi Rozdetsky, our Vista person who is unfortunately out with strep throat right now. So timing tough on that one. But in the last over a month, starting with our just rolling this out, and as many of you know, this project was delayed until my arrival on scene, and then there was an addendum to delay the start, which very nicely everyone has made work, and so we tried to get traction as quick as possible, starting right off the bat in October, and November was a lot of behind the curtain work, determining steering committee, going through those names, pinning that down, getting things in place, preparing for the team to be on site, which is including 3 roundtables tomorrow. We're going to have stakeholders from the restaurant industry, the off-roading groups, as well as the public lands. That will be our first 3. We have enticed Kathy to stay an extra day to see what Moab kicking into the holiday season is like. So she is going to stay on Friday, which has enabled her to set up one-on-one interviews. So we have pulled together a good group of diverse interests with history in Grand County, Moab, to do the first round of one-on-one interviews. Our goal from our side of the team has been to introduce and give as full a picture of Grand County as you can in a short window, both by windshield tour and meeting people, talking to people, understanding who the stakeholders are, and starting to meet some of the stakeholders. If you're in Grand County or a visitor to Grand County, you are officially a stakeholder. So those are voices that want to be heard. We had worked very well remotely together getting to this point, but I'm pleased to say I'm very excited. Just in the last 24 hours or less, our interactions, we started visiting yesterday afternoon upon their arrival, attended a bit of the commission meeting, and so they got a taste of that, and then went to a dinner where we were able to talk about some different viewpoints and histories of different towns where strategic plans have done, different counties where there are challenges, as you would have in all counties. Today, we spent more time roundtable in the office, had Quinn was able to join us, so we did a lot of good brainstorming, mindset sharing. And then we started a windshield tour, and Quinn was able to join us for the first part of that, which was fantastic because he was able to explain the public BLM or the county BLM partnership that's been in place for 20 years up at Sand Flats. We toured that area. We looked at neighborhoods. We tried to find all flavors. So we have been touring that. I just realized we did not pull into USU, which was requested, so we'll be doing that tomorrow, but we pointed it out, and we veered right to look at something else. We went up the Potash Road, and we even went into Arches where there was not a single car in line, and the guard at the desk about fainted when I said, "What's with this timed entry? We're having no problem getting in." Then she realized the guy in a county car was probably giving her a hard time. So we did a quick little U-turn up at Park Avenue. But I gotta tell you, I feel like we've been meeting longer. It's been very productive, and I'm confident this team brings a great deal of subject matter expertise and experience from other projects and perspectives. We're already starting to delve into I don't want to say difficult, but real conversations of things that happen in counties and communities that create the need for a strategic plan. So it's been great. And I think the best kind of update is we now have our 3 representatives here. So, I'd ask if you have questions, please direct them. And I think that everyone's very capable of giving an update.
Who is the third group in your roundtables?
So we have off-road, restaurant, and public lands tomorrow. And this is just on the first 3 on the first visit. We will have other groups in the other remaining visits. So these are just the first we wanted to get. And it's interesting, public lands, we have a very high RSVP rate. Restaurants, we kind of had to call and maybe invite a little more personally. And then what we're learning is in the off-road world that is not a group that necessarily all forms together. So that's probably our lowest participation at this point, and we will try and pull some more together. But this is good for the planning group to understand these different demographic interests may react differently when invited to things like this. So we'll learn from it, but we'll also try and seek out some of those voices, which we have been doing. We have a big invite list, but we have on that particular category, we have a low RSVP. So that would, we're gonna have to determine if we get the right representation or if we need to circle back and do some kind of follow-up that gets us more voice of the customer.
Public lands, is that all the public lands, BLM, forest, national park, or just BLM?
I will, the list I believe is on our public website, but we have invited NPS, BLM, state park representation. We've tried to get every group as well as some of the non-government or the partnering agencies, Friends of Arches per se. So, and I think it'll be timely, especially with some of the timed entry pilot discussion and just the fact that we are a county with, you know, what is it, close to 87% public land in our county. So that'll be a very important.
So one more question.
Okay.
On the off-roads, did you invite businesses that deal with off-road vehicles and such, or did you attempt to get a hold of off-road recreationalists?
I believe we did both business and user groups, if I'm correct. And I can confirm and go back. And as we stated with the project, we are putting this on a Trails to Tomorrow website that is public information, so that all these questions, if I can't answer them right here, they are available for any stakeholder to go and look at and follow up to hold us accountable, as well as enter other suggestions that they might have.
Well, I have a question for the team,
Sure.
and maybe that'll break the ice and we can get into the
Very good.
nitty-gritty. You've worked in many other communities that may be similar. I'm interested in, I think we should all be interested in what about Moab and the challenges we have motivated you to engage with the county here and decide that this was a place where you wanted to spend some of your time and expertise?
I can answer that one
Absolutely.
right off the top of my head. This is a unique process. There are a lot of destinations, a lot of places, a lot of communities that have decided to engage in strategic planning, especially in the wake of COVID, because everything changed. And so many communities, especially outdoors focused communities like Moab, were hit with pressures they had never felt, especially in 2021, which I always call the asterisk year. That was just an unbelievable, I mean, in positives, hotel revenues were through the roof, but in many places,